So it's this time of year that many people are mailing things. So make sure when you can ship it, send it, but to mail it is to put a stamp on it and then to send it. And so there are many things that you cannot send through the U.S. mail, or you could say USPS, USPS, or the mail. I would either one. I would say you can't mail or USPS because there may be ways that you can ship some of these things through, FedEx or something. But anyway, it doesn't seem like it. And the first one on the list is fresh. Remember we said this is new, so fresh fruits or vegetables because they could have something that could contaminate. This is to spread out, contaminate um, to other areas. And then they said, this is something I never would have thought about, is live animals. Who sends it in the mail, a live animal? Of course, way back then, we would send children. So you can't send animals. You can't send alcohol. And they said because it can, it can catch fire. But, I would never thought about that either. They said that, car parts that are older that maybe have oil and still inside, you can't ship it or you can't mail it through the United States Postal Service. So it's environmental risk. So anyway, and then I never thought about mailing it, but I'm sure people do. Anyway, but it's cremated remains. So that would be like, so you have your coffin and it goes underneath here, and then it's there. Then it's caught on fire. It's burned. Okay, so you put your coffin in, and then it burned. So that's cremated. You cannot send cremated through the United States Postal Service. Also, lithium batteries you can't send because it has a hazardous material in it, and so it could get too hot, it could catch on fire, so you can't send those. I mean, these are things that maybe you would be sending, like if you ordered it or if you're going to send it to someone, for Christmas or their birthday or something. So the next one is perfume. I would have never thought that. They said that perfume has too much alcohol in it. I mean, I just never would have thought about these things. Marijuana products you can't mail. So, and then an air bag, like maybe if you've had a wreck and you needed to replace it, because of the pressure it's under, it could explode, and so they don't want you sending it through the mail, so you'd have to get that through the shipping through like the car dealer. Any equipment that uses gasoline, if it's not new, then you can't mail it. Like, for example, last year I sent my son a generator, but I mailed it, but it was new. So if it's older equipment that uses gasoline, then they said you can't. I mean, it has to be cleaned, just spotless for you to be able to mail it. Otherwise, you can't mail it because it's too hazardous. Paint or paint thinner, that chemical, you can't send it because it's environmental risk. But who would have thought? Like if you're just sending it to, maybe your granddaughter or your daughter or whatever, paint or thinner, or someone is in art class and they need that, and you just send it. But no, you can't. Any kind of aerosol can, because it's under pressure too. And I did that very English, under pressure. I'll probably just say pressure, a lot of pressure. And if I was talking to a deaf person, I would not say under pressure. I would say it's a lot of pressure or pressure a lot. Also, like a lighter or matches, then you can't send because it has that chemical on it, and then the lighter has that, lighter fluid that's in there, and you can't send it. Ammunition. I'm going to spell bullets, or you could say ammo. You could spell ammo if you wanted to, because it'd be different kind, like a shotgun shell or whatever. They have different shells, so I would do either ammo or bullets. I would spell it. Any kind of pool chemicals, or you could do the sign for pool, like this is a K hand shape that goes down as a P, and you just do it the shape of a pool, just like a lake, because it doesn't have, well, a pool has more of a perfect contour to it, but like a lake wouldn't, because it has erosion. But I do the same thing for pool, because otherwise you do place. So a pool, or you could just spell pool chemicals. You can't send those. And then those old thermometers, really the antique ones. So I did really old, right? So this is age or old, or how old are you, or age. But if it's really old or antique, it's really old. Because in the temperature gauge, when it goes up or down, it has mercury in it, and that is hazardous, and so you can't use it. So you can't mail it. We don't have thermometers. And this was kind of strange too, was nail polish, and you just polish your nails. Any kind of nail polish you can't mail. I mean, I just wouldn't have thought about any of these things. Dry ice, you can't send. I know I used to go, like for Halloween when I was in high school, I remember driving to, I don't know, some kind of warehouse and bought some dry ice, but everyone has to have on gloves because it is kind of dangerous, and it would burn your hands. But they also said that it also could be, it has a lot of pressure too. So I didn't know. Loose seeds or loose plants. Now, a very English is doing it into a P, or a K hand shape that goes down into a P. But plants, things that grow, they don't want it loose. And they said because that's internationally you can't send, because it may have some kind of a cross contamination to another region. You can do region with an R, you can do location, any of those signs you can use. So anyway, it's a violation. And I think that's it. So try to practice them using it in a sentence. We didn't do that, so it wouldn't be so really drawn out and everything. But use these different types of things, like, oh, can I mail that? Oh no, you can't mail that. No. Mm-mm. Why? Because it's illegal or forbidden. Why? Because the materials in it is hazardous, or it's a risk, or it's an environmental risk. Oh, okay. So those are the types of conversations you can have. Or you can say, oh, but I sent some nail polish to my daughter last week and nobody said anything. Well, when you mailed it, did you check that it had something like that? No. Well, is it, so I might not have done that. Like if you can go to the kiosk that is self-serve, and sometimes you can just mail whatever in those boxes. But it is, we need to kind of think about it, how it's dangerous. Because we think, oh, it's just being mailed, and we put it in the box, right? But then there's people that have to handle those things, and then the driver, and then the postman, or you can say the mailman. The mailman has to be driving it, and if it has a lot of pressure, then it could and then put in danger the mailman. And we have a custom to say mailman or a fireman, but we probably need to say a male person, or this is the sign for firemen or the policeman, so we don't have to do that too much. But there's women in these, but I think we just have a habit of saying the mailman. You know, where's that mailman? But it could be a mail woman, right? Or it could be a PO worker, a postal worker. But so anyway, so practice and try it and think about the different sentences that you would use with these things that you can't mail, or it's forbidden to mail, or it's illegal. You know, it's a violation. You know, any of those types of concepts is this. So anyway, so have fun, and I will see you later. Bye.